And then you guys can tell your classmates about it and then they can review this piece. So this is the info that I have. Unfortunately, there's nothing else. Like we've tried to ask, if as a student you could apply earlier to the College of ECs, because I know some of you have job offers and you want to start in April. So unfortunately, I've read through this several times, and this is an email, and I'll post this for everybody that we received from the College of ECEs. So it just talks about, being finished your program. You're going to take the next step in your career. So before accepting an offer of employment, you have to register with the college. Registration with the college tells families, employers, colleagues, and members of the public that you're an accountable professional who has met the education and training requirements. So this is, again, guided and informed by the Code of Ethics, Standards of Practice. So this, and I'll post this for you guys, does have a big section on resources. So I just wanted to pop that up and show you that. So these resources, you already are familiar with the Code of Ethics. You've learned about that in your 2 years, how to use your professional title. And this is something that you need to be really proud of. You graduated a 2-year program and are receiving a diploma, right? And you're going to be part of a registered college. That's really something to be very proud of. It also has a resource on the duty to report again, which you've been learning the past few weeks. Oh, screen sharing is paused. Well, why is that? Can you see
Can
this?
see.
You can see. Okay, that's weird. Okay, there we go. So lots of guidelines here as well. So it's just an overall really great resource for you. So what I wanted to go to is um, it's the other one, I think. So you can go in here and find some more stuff, but this part, so Fanshawe College is here, right? EC diploma program from OCATS. So if you click on apply to the college, and that on the post that I'll have for you will have a link. So I think you can already set up an account and things like that. There's also a paper form if you want to, do that first and just, so when you're ready to do it online, you can. Then, so I looked at, I think, requirements. So I did post a link on how to request a transcript from the college. So I think we did it in Katrina's your placement course. If maybe I'll do it again in here as well, just so everybody has access to that. So essentially, the College of ECs requires the date that you apply for your transcript. However, you cannot apply for the transcript until you're finished your courses. Okay, so for those of you that already have job offers, I would go to your employer and ask them if they have anything in place for the interim. So as a graduate, once the final marks are in, so what happens is you have exam week, which I know you don't have exams, but then all the professors have to get their marks in. Once those marks are in, then I go in on a specified date because the college then rolls all those courses over to me. And I look at each student and I then change it to recommended for graduation, okay, in the system. Once I do that and that's been processed, that is when you can request a transcript, okay? Or what you can ask for as well is a letter of completion. And I'll post this all for you also. So this letter of completion um, is something I would ask your potential employer. Do they have coverage for you as like maybe a temporary employee? So our PSW students, that's what they do, is they bring this letter of completion from the college, but they are not with a registered college, right? So our nursing students, what they have to do is apply for a temporary license. So I think what the College of ECE's trying to prevent here is having students that say they're done the program, but they haven't done this official safety check through the colleges of ECE's, that they can't work, right? So really they're protecting, you have to think about the role of the College of ECE's as well, right? It's to protect the public as well as yourself. So that's what I kind of got from reading through all this. So when it says, should a copy of my transcript be included, the application guide here is that so you're going to be A, right? So you're graduating from a diploma program. So what you will need to do is you'll check the box and then
Are
this
you
one.
still on the first slide?
Oh, no. Why is it doing that? Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop share on this one. There. You can see that now, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
So yeah, and I'll give this link. So here it says, so you guys will be this one, okay? So in this section, you provide the Fanshawe College, the year you graduated, and then what you have to provide is when you ordered the transcript. So you can't order the transcript now because your grades aren't there yet, right? You could order a transcript now, but it's going to say incomplete for the courses you're currently taking. So you must order your transcript before you submit your general application form to the college. Okay, so don't send in an application until you can request that transcript. And the transcript cannot be requested until you have your final grades in WebAdvisor. Okay, and WebAdvisor, I think, will have a statement at the top where it says you're recommended for graduation. Okay, does that make sense? I know I don't know what else to tell you. This is straight from the colleges of ECE, and I think Katrina's even called them, and this is what they've said. For those of you that have job offers, what I would do is go to your employer and just let them know about this process. It's a little bit different than I think even a couple of years ago. So just let the employer know they may need to just be updated as well on this part. So yeah, I unfortunately can't speak on behalf of the employer on what that means for you. Um, so what will happen is when you do your application, you will put in there, when you've requested the transcript. So that will probably be beginning of May. Usually I put in the grades, it'll be the end of April, but then the system takes sometimes a week. So just make sure that you have your grades visible on your transcript before, and then order your transcript, okay? And then you can do this. So you can get this all ready. That's why I probably would just print a page and type it all out. And then when you can, that's when you can just then type it in electronically and submit. Yeah, your name, student number. So what happens after that is that the college does require an official transcript. So it will have the signature on it and the college and stuff. So the transcript has to be sent by the post-secondary institution. So when you go to apply for your transcript, it'll have an option for you for the college to send it, the Fanshawe College to send it to the College of ECs. Okay. Um, I think it's just a safety matter, right? Like I know it's more work, but I think, with AI and just so many people able to, do fake things, that this is the best method, right? To have it be official. Okay, so that's that section. Maybe what I'll go is, yeah, so this is the best page, is the college's general application guide. okay, to become, and I don't know if Kelly's gone through this with you, is, excuse me, to become familiar with the form, the package, the fees, educational requirement, professional regulation, excuse me. So that's in the past, so that won't apply to you guys. Um, Section 8 issues, that would be no. And then acknowledgement. Okay. So then it has a whole section on gathering the supporting documents, to sign the form, payment. So then it has also what you need to submit, and then other institutions. So that'll be coming from Fanshawe, okay? But you will receive a link. I'll post this all in one document for you. Yeah, it's, it's just part of the process, and then the paying and then submitting. So unfortunately, I don't have any better news for those of you that already have job offers. Again, I would speak to your employer on what that looks like. Just know that, this is the College of ECE's process, and that you can't do anything about that. Any questions about that?
I do have a question. So like some of us are working as a supply right now, like
Yes.
in a childcare facility or whatever. Will we be allowed to work as a supply while we're waiting for the transcript?
Yes, so I think this is where everyone can talk to their employer. Is the employer must have something to protect you and the employer for you to work there as a supply. You just can't call yourself an ECE, okay?
Right.
But yes, I do, don't hold, me accountable for that, but I would just talk to your employer and say, I'm going to be applying, but unfortunately I can't apply until my program's completed. Would love to
Okay.
stay on as a supply and then switch over if you have that job offer. And that's with other employers that may have given you a job, wanting to start in April. That's something they might be able to do from their end. I just can't answer those questions on behalf of what they have in place.
Okay.
Good question. I think you should be fine. It's just like when a student works, after they've completed 1 year, some agencies have, like you said, supply, right, in place, but you just can't call yourself an early childhood educator yet because you don't have that official title with the College of ECs. I would just hop on the website, play around with it, and click around, and then you'll have a good idea on what to do. I'll send this recording to Kelly too, and then she'll be able to hopefully help with you guys when it gets a little bit closer.